Cup is the phrase, and it's certainly going to be one that Riverside Olympic will want to be the outcome of today. I'm going to briefly talk about each side in the lead up to today's fixture. And for Riverside Olympic, the home team, they've certainly been, let's say, the draw has been kind to them with the home fixtures and who they've played, and drawing the one of the championship favourites in South Hobart here at home certainly doesn't harm their chances. They were absolutely terrific and brave in the corresponding game last year, where they faced Kingborough at that stage in a very good vein of form. Took the lead 1-0 in that encounter until a bit of Kingborough magic, send-off of a goalkeeper, saw things end up to the good of Kingborough, who then went on and had all the chances in that final, epic final that went to extra time against the Glenorchy Knights, who then went on and made it a double with the league title as well as the Lakoseljac Cup. So for Olympic, their league season has been a bit up and down. They've certainly had some good chances. We were here a couple of weeks ago and saw them against Kingborough, where they started really, really well, but Kingborough ended up getting over the top of them in the end. On the other side of the coin, if we talk about Tasmanian football over the last 15 years, the name South Hobart just crops up as one of the elite clubs in that time frame. Ken Morton doing some wonderful things with that club, successful at Championship and Lakoseljac Cup level. They recruited very, very well in the off-season after, by their lofty standards, not winning it last year, and Ken Morton departing. They certainly went all out, all guns blazing to try and get back on that title trajectory, and they've been terrific this season. Their form last week would give Riverside Olympic a little bit of hope. The South Hobart side were down 2-0 against Devonport, who've been playing themselves into a good vein of form, and a Devonport goalkeeping mistake let them back in, and South Hobart were up and about and snagged the equaliser. So the thing with South Hobart is, like all good sides, they just know how to win, and they find a way. So if Riverside are going to be any chance today, I think it would be fair to say, and even I'm sure the fans that are gathering here for Riverside know that they're going to start underdogs. If Riverside Olympic are going to be any chance today, you get the feeling that they need to get the first goal and they need to make South Hobart chase them. And I think from a mental viewpoint, that would be terrific for Olympic, because then South Hobart start to maybe ask a few questions and wonder if what they're doing is right. Whereas you get the impression if South Hobart come out and put a couple away early, that that'll be shut the gate. So all getting in readiness now. We're just waiting for both the sides to enter the arena. The officials and benches are making their way to their respective parts of the park. Just having a look through the Lakoseljac Cup honour roll, we can see in the last half a dozen years South Hobart winning it in 2019, runners-up in 2022 and 2023, on both of those occasions to Devonport City. And last year, as I said, the Knights from Glenorchy getting over the Lions from Kingborough 3-2 in extra time. Some famous names as you look back through this. Great to see some blasts from the past. Clarence United 2009 winners over Northern Rangers. University 2006 winners as we look through the list. The Hobart Zebras, no more in that format, 2003 over Glenorchy Knights 4-3 on penalties. And then you go back even further and you see some terrific names there from the past. The White Eagle sides, I mean, who could forget those from the 1980s under the tutelage of the little master Eugene Mychak. And didn't he do some wonderful things with them? Go back further and you've got our older fans, I know, will know names like Rapide, Brighton Caledonians, and just a real who's who Tasmanian football as you look back through them. So it's a cup that's got a lot of prestige to it, and importantly as well, guaranteeing entry into that FFA Cup. And who could forget, when we talk about the magic of the cup, who could forget that torrential night a few years ago down at Valley Road when the Devonport Strikers overcame all sorts of odds to, and I should mention on the back of some Nico Giannopoulos magic, the custodian, the Canadian custodian at that for Devonport, performing all sorts of magic against the Lambton Jaffers. What a great name. And the Strikers getting the win there. Full house, that one. I think then went and played the Bentley Greens and were probably a little unfortunate in that. So the magic of the cup, this opportunity this creates. The Olympic will be looking to also do something that has eluded them in their rich history, Northern Club, and that is add something really substantial to that trophy case. And this is the pathway to that for them. They know that they're going to have a battle in front of them against this terrific South Hobart squad. As I said, runs very deep, some great depth, and looking through the starting lineup today, there's some folks certainly who you would expect to be here who aren't, but still a very, very strong side as they're lining up just in front of us. This is the first of the two semi-finals. The other semi-final being played tomorrow. Southeast United and the flying Launceston City also sitting at the top of the table after a great start to their season. So Southeast United, the only non-NPL club remaining in the final four, and that encounter's coming to you on the live stream tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing that. Kobe Kemp, you can see him down there warming up at the moment. Big fan base out there. I always get a few messages when we call his games. The cupcake, it comes to me from time to time. I'm not sure if he knows that's the nickname that people associate with him, but gee whiz, he's just been terrific in Tasmanian football, and a big loss to Kingborough. He was terrific in this corresponding game last year, and will be super important today up front again with Nick Morton, again a player with a great resume, number 10, Tasmanian football. Scored an important goal last week. I talked about that comeback against the Strikers. They've got some absolute quality. Adam Gorry, Masashi Kukubu, Samuel Berezanski, all really important players to them. I know we caught a couple of their games last year, and I remember Tobias Hawainen, very, very good in those. As I said, Olympic will certainly need to get off to a good start. They're missing the important services of Max Reisig, who in games we've called this season has just been terrific for them. His brother Zach is there, so he'll be again very, very important. Gediminus Cruiser, probably should mention him, scored a cracking goal here against Kingborough in a game a couple of weeks ago, and he will be critical today if the men in orange are going to get it done, and we're underway at Windsor Park. Kemp puts that one out in front of the growing crowd here at Riverside. I should mention the weather tells me it's 12 degrees. Cool breeze here near the Tamar River, as you can see in the background on the live stream. The Tamar wetlands just up the road, a terrific park here in Launceston, wildlife reserve. Every snake in Launceston, I think, lives there near that boardwalk, but just terrific, very popular for those who like spending some time in the outdoors. Chance here for Olympic. Chopped off by a very well organised South Hobart defence. So as I said, it is just critical that Olympic get off to a good start. Lively early, an opportunity, deflection, and I think that will be a corner. So good work there early from Olympic. Always a nightmare when the shirt numbers don't match what they're supposed to, so do a little bit of chasing up for you here in a moment. Commentator's nightmare. You see Cruises there, arms up. He's looking for this one. Ball short, nodded away by the South Hobart defence. There'll be a throw on the far side to Olympic. Early stages here, Windsor Park. South Hobart player almost away down that far touchline. Looked like Eli Wright. Throw goes over his head. Be an Olympic throw. I'm not sure who player 14 is for Olympic. That's the suspended player for Isaac's number, normally. A nice little run there. It was Moradi, turned over. Morton. Deflection. Bobbles around. Olympic away down the near side. Deflection. Riverside fans asking for a penalty there. Optimistic, I would have thought. Cruiser walking over as if he's going to take that free kick. I wouldn't think that would be the case. Just putting a divot back in the ground. Yasin Mohammadi heading to the corner flag with this one. Second corner of the game here for Olympic. Only played 5 minutes, so a little bit of it up at the front half of the ground. He sends it in. Low ball. A nice easy one there for South Hobart defender. Plaza call. Ooh, Marty blasts away. Goal kick. South Hobart looking for some sort of a free kick there. Thought that body check was a little heavy on their defender. But referee having none of that, not his first rodeo. Looked pretty fair from here. Kemp blast, that's a deflection. Bobbles around. Towards the middle of the ground. Morton sniffing around after that one. Keeper clears that for Olympic. Back over halfway. Quick ball there from Kemp. In the right direction. Right bobbles and weaves. Twists and turns. Gives it off. Further south have been forward in this early stages of the game. That eludes Lakoseljac. Olympic on the counter. Well set up behind the ball though at the moment. Mamadi. He's going to sit for him, and it does. South don't mind conceding. It's another corner. They're obviously very confident with their defensive setup. And why wouldn't you be when you've performed so well this season so far? Early stages, of course, but they've anchored themselves up near the top of the table. Launceston City, them. Glenorchy Knights in the vicinity. Devonport Strikers up there as well, the usual suspects. Corner number 3. Third time, will it be lucky? No, it's not. Belted out of there, absolutely blasted out of there by Freddie Hess. Finds the touchline. Olympic ball again. South Hobart defence absorbing a lot of pressure. Riverside blasts that one in. Nicely done. Nicely done, South Hobart. Well organised, as I said, at the back. That's a clever little ball there from Yost. He's going to get it back. Just a fraction heavy and a timely foot there from Fahim Maradi. Blast that one out over the sideline. Dangerous little counter there from the men from South Hobart. Maradi diffusing it. Morden. Thought he might have liked a little 1-2 there. He's dispossessed. Looked like Prince. Was Prince, the skipper, got the armband on. Opportunity here. Freddie Hess cuts it out. He was here this time last year and again left the field a winner. Playing for Kingborough on that occasion, as was Kemp. I mentioned him earlier.
Hey, ref, they're all flat there. I can hear it. Can we pump off of it?
South Hobart coach thinking there's not enough wind in the ball. Not sure about that one. Hawaiian. Like how he goes about it. Play back to the keeper, O'Connell. One of the best going around, Nick O'Connell. Hawaiian gets it back. Plays it back to Kukubu. Connell trying to create something. Olympic keeper, it's not his better work. I probably wouldn't be heading it there, but anyway, I'm up here in the commentary box. I'm not between the posts. Probably a good thing. Prince. Rising.
Be ready! Be ready!
Opportunity there. South across the back though. Kubu back to the custodian. Long ball in the Hawaiian direction. Back to Kubu. Long ball in the Morden direction. Zach Rising nudges him under it. That's just blasted out over the sideline there. Probably could have taken a little bit more time. Could Henry Routley, but he saw a threat coming and averting it. As I said, it would be disaster if Olympic conceded one here early. From their viewpoint, they've just got to get a good start. That's fundamental to the magic of the cup. Nicely done. That was Berezanski. He's going to get it back. Turns it over. They've turned it over a little bit south early on. They've gone it back though. And Olympic have won it back. It's a bit of to and fro here. Well, Olympic at the back. That was a bit heavy, that ball. Sits for Morton. Clever. Nods it on. Opportunity here for South. Just a couple of extra orange shirts getting back there. Likes a fortune. Clever there from Morton. And little 1-2 there with Austin Yost. Could have spelled disaster for the men in orange. 11 minutes gone. Windsor Park. Lakoseljac Cup semi-final. First one thereof. Rob Soward here. Delighted to be here today calling this one. Olympic are just desperate, having got to this stage last year. They've never made a final. So wouldn't that just be a great thing for this proud club to put themselves in that position? And Southwest United or Launceston City will be waiting for whoever wins, will be the opponent for whoever wins this one. A game on tomorrow on the live stream. Looking forward to that. Hawaiian runs a circle. Nicely done. Clever. Just a fraction heavy in the Morton direction. Morton clever. Well, he's away. Gets it back from Yost. Clever ball. Again there to Yost. Dangerous position. Beautifully dispossessed on this occasion though by the Olympic defence. It's a poor pass. And Lakoseljac comes away with that. He's headed, changed the angle and headed out there towards Eli Wright. Slips over at the crucial moment. Got Routley there with him. Good crowd building over there in front of the Riverside Olympic club rooms. That'll be a United ball. I think there was a little bit of conjecture which way that was going to go. Taken quickly. Kemp. Go over to Gorry. And Gorry again with the throw. Just in case you missed it, it's almost a replay, almost the same spot. Nice throw there for Gorry. Olympic trying to get it out of there. Blasted away. Touchline wins. Gorry again. Moving it on quickly. They set up Kukubu. He'll come out here to Hawaiian. He's off on a little run. Pushed over. Riverside player there pleading his case. Probably will need to kick that away. Hawaiian not happy with that. Ball taken and South move on quickly. Nice slide there from Routley. Opportunity. Oh, that was in the Kemp direction. He was in exactly the right spot there, Kobe. Just whizzed across the face of the goal. Well, it could have spelled disaster for Olympic. Joy for South Hobart, but couldn't quite connect. Just a fraction heavy by the looks of things, that ball. Olympic with the throw in. Deep in their defensive third. Straight to Berezanski. Plays it back. Opportunity here. All South Hobart at the back. Olympic asking for something there. Quickly taken. They've shown a desire today, South, to move the ball along quickly, keep things in motion. Back to O'Connell. We saw from Olympic in that previous fixture we did here against Kingborough, it was quite slow and deliberate for most parts of that game, and then we had an absolute frenzy for about 20 minutes. Well organised across the back there. Prince blasts that forward. Hawaiian got all the time in the world. We'll go back to the keeper. Cleverly controlled there by the South Hobart coach. Prince. Probably don't want to turn it over there. South set up. I was heading for Morton, which is definitely where you don't want it. Nodded on by Kemp. Gets it back. Clever. Gets around his opponent. Looked like Routley. Morton with an opportunity. Two in front of him. Tapped in by Kemp. Oh, that's what happens when you got both of them up front. Kemp and Morton. And on that occasion, Kobe Kemp gives the advantage to the visitors, South Hobart. They take a 1-0 lead in this fixture. 16 minutes gone. Lakoseljac Cup semi-final. That's always going to be the danger for Olympic, isn't it, when you've got those two up front there. We saw Morton do all the hard work and draw the two defenders, and that then created that opportunity for Kobe Kemp, and a marksman with that ability makes no mistake, and he opens the scoring for South Hobart. Just the start they needed and wanted. And Olympic got a mountain to climb now. It might only be 1-0, but you really felt that they needed that first goal. I'm not sure if that's going to get it done. Just blasting that ball forward to that well set up defence. We saw them win 3 corners, I think, probably in about the first 8 minutes. And none of the 3 really threatened O'Connell in goals. So they've just got to be a little bit more deliberate, you think. And Cruz is important in that. Getty Cruiser scored a great goal here a couple of weeks ago. Got that size. Ball comes in. Cooper gets a fist on it, bobbling around. They got a couple of big boys up there, Olympic. They need to get a bit out of them, though. Number 20, Ben Saley Tarai, and Getty Cruiser, as I said, number 90. The challenge, Riverside asking for something there. Manager not happy with that one. Thought there might have been an Olympic free kick. Asked the question. Cruiser applying some pressure. That's good pressure there from Getty Cruiser. Always good to see forwards do that. So that's one for the young players out there watching. Sometimes forwards get accused of just one-way running, you know, when the ball's going their way. But on that occasion, Getty Cruiser forced the error. See if Olympic can capitalise and square it up here at Windsor Park. Ball comes in, nice strike. Nodded away. Kemp, he's everywhere. Ball comes in, deflection. It's Tarai. Rising at the back, Routley, back to Rising. Tarai. Nicely done there, Muradi. Deflection. Gets it back, got Kemp in front of him. Prince keeps that one low out to Rising. Good conditions for football here today. A light breeze, 12 degrees. They're not going to get too hot, you wouldn't think. Icy wind blowing. Looked like Abdul Rasul giving that one off. Not quite sure if those shirt numbers are right, but anyway, he's usually plays in number 11, does Abdul Rasul. As I said, commentator's nightmare when the shirts change, shirt numbers change. You get used to seeing the players. Muradi cuts inside, nice little run, jinking run, goes inside, opportunity. All South at the back though, clears it out. Back to Routley, back to Rising. He sends it forward, a bit heavy over Hawaiian's head, and that'll be out for a goal kick. Now we've just ticked over 21 minutes here at Windsor Park, Lakoseljac Cup semi-final, Riverside Olympic versus South Hobart. And if you're an Olympic fan, you're not going to be pleased to hear that South Hobart have the ascendancy, 1-0 at the moment. The goal came about 5 minutes ago through the agency of Kobe Kemp after a nice run from Nick Morton, drawing 2 defenders to him. And Kemp having plenty of space to work his magic and tap it into the back of the onion bag. Opportunity for Cruiser. Swings on his left. Deflection. Oh, cleared off the line. That's all happening here at Windsor. Oh, great opportunity there for Olympic to square that one up. Getty Cruiser, I talked about him and how important he's going to be today for Riverside Olympic. And he pulled the trigger on one deflection and just cleared off the line by a defender for South, saving the day. Here comes another opportunity. Oh, almost deflected back at the goal. Prince got Morton in front of him. He's been busy the last few minutes, which is exactly what Olympic need. They need him to get busy. Olympic player knocked off the ball there by Hess. Referee says play on, Routley. Goes back inside Abdul Razak. Nice clever ball there. Hess again makes a timely tackle, a timely stop. Routley. Kemp in front of him, gets around him, Abdul Razak. Nice run there, beats the defender, pulls the trigger, deflection. Freddie Hess at the back. Away now, South. Bit heavy. That ball from Morton. Likes a fortune though, they win it back. Kemp, dispossessed. Nice little bit of play there from Yasin Mohammadi. Dispossessed Kobe Kemp in front of the club rooms. That's where you want to do it, right in front of your fans. Adam Gorry though with the throw. Deflection of the Riverside player. Getty Cruiser beautifully done there. Dispossessed the South Hobart player. Opportunity here down the near side there. The goal's lit a bit of a fire under him. Cruiser, that's going to be a nice battle against Kakubu. Kakubu, clever. Back to Morton. He's looking to change the angle. Goes back to the way it came. Nicely done. He said Eli right on a bit of a mission. I think there was a shirt pull there. I think that's what the referees picked out. Free kick to Riverside, Big Prince. Or the keeper. One of the two. Looks like the keeper stepping up. So if you've just joined us, it's South Hobart 1, Riverside Olympic 0 so far in this one. Just approaching the 25-minute mark of the first half. It's blasted out there by Liam Polson. All back towards the middle. Cruiser. Muradi. He's been busy. As Fahim Muradi. Goes back to Rising. Zach Rising. Max not playing today. Nodded back by Hess. That's right. Long ball. Dangerous ball. It's going to sit okay though on this occasion for Nick O'Connell. The South Hobart custodian. Quick ball taken. Muradi nods it up to himself. Doesn't quite sit. Tangle of legs and arms there. Austin Yost tangled up with Muradi. I think he's going to find himself with a booking. Referees adjudicated that perhaps that entanglement had a bit more to it. Just an accidental sort of a collision going for the ball.
So someone has to deal with them better.
Certainly disadvantaged the South Hobart player. So they find themselves in a dangerous position here to defend to Olympic. And you've got Nick Morton and Kobe Kemp standing next to the ball. So straight away your radar is going off that this could be dangerous. Riverside setting up their wall. Kemp got Morton next to him. Kemp moves in and takes it, curls it round. Oh, just wide of the mark.
Stay high.
It's just danger when you've got both of those guys in that position. And that could have just been catastrophic for Olympic to go down 2-0. They've certainly showed plenty of signs though. A lot more spark today from the Riverside Olympic players in the forward half than we saw here a couple of weeks ago against Kingborough. I was a little concerned how they'd get it done here today, which is why I said I thought they needed that first goal. Turnover. Morton nods it on. Clever. That's very clever. Yost, nice run, gets it back. Keep it a beat. Deflection and out, and I reckon that'll be a corner. No, goal kick. Sorry, it came out off Yost. Obviously, Yost arguing the case with the referee. I'm yet to see an example of where the referee will change their mind on that. So, had an impossible mission, did Austin Yost, pleading his case. There's not too many examples in any sport where the referee or the umpire come out and say, that's my blue, your ball. Prince trying to keep that one in. It was an errant goal kick. Yost is going to get it back. Prince and Yost tangle. Muradi, beautifully done. Referee's found something here. A bit of afters there with Prince and Yost. Yost arguing the toss. I think the referee's just asking him to settle down a little bit. Prince thought that there was something in that. Yost pulling his shirt perhaps. There's a bit of shirt pulling going on. Shrugging the shoulders. Who, me? Nick Morton, the skipper, standing there hearing what the referee's got to say. The referee's basically just said, let's get on with it, fellas. Riverside free kick, Zacharias. Puts that one forward. Hawaiian knocks it down. Muradi. He's been good early for Olympic. He's going to get another throw here. He's deflected that off the South Hobart defenders. I think that was Yost again. He's everywhere at the moment. He's Austin Yost. Muradi gets it back. Morton tries to shut him down. Tarai. Opportunity there. Is it a flag up? Yeah, looked like it. I think that was against Abdul Razul or Cruiser. Take your pick. Routley under pressure. He's got Eli right on his hammer. Just adding to that excellent depth here at South Hobart is Eli Wright. He's a very well credentialed player. Riverside come away with it. They've been good early. South have turned it over a little more than they'd like, I'd suspect. I'd imagine that'll probably be part of the talk at half time, you'd suspect. Riverside fan around the sideline there with that orange flag, urging on the men in orange to pull one back. Certainly be good for them, you'd imagine, to head into the sheds all square, and then knowing there's 45 minutes in front of them where they've got an opportunity to win it. They've had a couple of opportunities, but as I said, a very good goal from South Hobart, being the difference between the two sides so far as we've just ticked over half an hour. And Kobe Kemp was the beneficiary of that excellent Nick Morton run, who drew two defenders, and Kemp finding the back of the net to open the scoring. Riverside have certainly looked dangerous, that's for sure. And South, to their credit, as always, very well organised at the back. Hawaiian, Kakubu, no surprise really when you've got those guys back there for you. Ball's deflected. Referee said that's going to be a Riverside ball. I think the South fans thought that might have been their way. Hawaiian nods it back in. Kemp. Yost. Muradi dispossessed. Nice bit of play from Berezanski. Opportunity here for Abdul Razul. He's off for the races. Oh, goes the wrong way, I thought. Referee will say no, that's going to be a South Hobart ball. He sort of was, he had half a chance there, did Abdul Razul. He was away, but went back inside rather than perhaps outside, which is where the more space was. So that little glimmer was shut down very quickly by Musashi Kukubo. Clever from Yost inside. Turned over though on this occasion. Cruiser trying to create something. Got the ball there from Paulson. South clear. Routley sends it back inboard. Touchline will be the winner. And Gorry will come up with the throw. Get into the last third of this first half. Riverside Olympic player thought that might have been his, trying to suggest to the ref that it had come out off Gorry. Referee having none of it. O'Connell blast that one forward. Prince. Been busy at the back so far as the skipper. Another person who certainly would have clocked up the steps on the Fitbit's Maradi. Winan, clever. They sort of belong in the same sentence, don't they? Hawaiian and clever. He does some clever things back there. Does Tobias. Hawaiian. Cruiser. Created a good opportunity earlier. Turnover in the middle of the ground. Kemp to Morton. Danger afoot here. Heads back. And that's going into the back of the net. Flags up though. What a beautifully worked move. Austin Yost has put that one into the back of the net off his head, but offside. And the margin still 1-0 to the good of South Hobart. Beautifully worked move there though, and Kemp and Morton in the same sentence. South the winner in that conflict there. Wright comes away with it. Routley in front of him. Routley lets the touchline win. That's nicely done there, Henry Routley. Just shielding the ball with his body and making sure that his keeper would get the resulting goal kick. Nick Morton, like a man on the mark at the football there. You don't see that too often. Consummate player though, Nick Morton, and as I said, he's just been doing it year in, year out for a while now. Real danger man. Always figures prominently in the golden boot and those sorts of things. Nice run there from Riverside. Oh. Did all the hard work and missed everyone going forward there. Riverside Olympic spectators there behind the goals can't believe it. That gentleman's got a singlet on. He's obviously a local, not worrying too much about that cool breeze off the river. Young fans there with him enjoying the day, which is terrific. That's what it's all about. Crowds continuing to roll in here at Windsor Park. Always draw a good crowd to Olympic. Speak very highly of that canteen food. Chris Riverside, big shout out to you. I know you do a great job down there. Not on the cooking today. I did see you watching the game earlier. Opportunity here for South. And looking to set something up here. Change the angle. Hawaiian. Back to Kukubu, gives it back to Hawaiian, the 1-2. Hawaiian got Yost. Yost and Maradi. Yost gets around him. Gets it back, does Yost. Orange flags up behind the goal. Good support here for Olympic. Ball goes back through the middle. That was Lakoseljac. Plays it out wide to right. Clever ball into Kemp. Another opportunity. It's all South at the moment. That one just sits there nicely for the keeper. He's got Nick Morton almost in his pocket there. Looking dangerous, those guys in the blue and white. Prince. Tarai. Doesn't do anything, just protects it with his body. Gets it back. Does Ben Sali Tarai. Deflection off Morden. Routley. Paulson. Oh, beautifully done. Clever footwork there. Austin Yost, he's got himself all tangled up there with Paulson and asking the question. Thought he was fouled. Getty Cruiser giving the referee his interpretation. See a card there. I'm not sure where that one's going to go. We'll just see what happens. The referee's just holding it. He hasn't shown it to anyone yet. He's speaking to the Riverside. No, it's going to be Tarai, sorry. He's going to go into the book with that challenge. South take it quickly. Berezanski. Took it too quickly by the looks of things. The referee's just saying, guys, just take it easy. I'm still writing in my notebook. I'd be suspecting he's not putting an order together for half time from the Riverside canteen. He's just writing Tarai's name and number down in that book. That yellow card for his challenge there a moment ago on Austin Yost. Kakubo sends it in. Routley nods it down back to Tarai, the man that's just gone in the book. Finds a teammate. Abdul Razul away down the near side. Gorry tries to shut him down. Abdul Razul takes a couple of backward steps, sets something up here, dangerous. Bounce is going to sit for Cruiser. Nicely done, Hawaiian, and he's fouled. Cruiser gets a card for that. I think probably more so for the fact that he sort of had that boot in the air in a dangerous manner and struck Tobias Hawaiian. Dangerous opportunity there. Averted by the South defence. Trainer going out and having a look. I'd suspect in that blue jacket there's probably a can of magic spray. Fishing around in the pocket is the trainer. No. Hawaiian waves her away. That's a heck of a bum bag the trainer's got there. I reckon you could fit a TV in that. That's absolutely looks like the thing weighs about 50 kilos. It's an absolute lifter. Magic spray not required. Tobias Hawaiian is good. Tarai nods it in. Clever little knock on there. Kemp. Reisig. Paulson. Kakubu. Routley leads the race and just blasts that out. He had Kemp getting into a dangerous position there. And Gorry, the man with the throw. Heading into the shadows of the first half here. Half time not too far away. Kemp just sort of blasts that one back in the direction of the keeper. He's got Kakubu out here under pressure. They had the outnumber there, South Hobart, so they needed to win that in the air. Kemp shakes his head. Routley's been good back there today. And you'd suspect if there's going to be any chance Olympic is going to have to continue to be good back there today. You've just joined us, South Hobart up 1-0 so far. Reisig. Over Abdul Razul. He's turned the wrong way again. He'll get that back though, that'll be okay. Opportunity here. Ball comes in to right. Dangerous spot. Gathered by O'Connell. Yes, Imamadi has been good on that far side for Olympic. He's looked really threatening, particularly on the counter when they've moved the ball quickly. As I've said, South Hobart very well organised in defence. touchline the winner on that occasion. Eli Wright doing the old nothing up my sleeve on that one. It's like, oh no, it was still in, sir. But linesman right on the spot there with the flag saying that ball was out. Cruiser odds it back. Routley. Opportunity here for Abdul Razul, bit heavy. Kukubu goes back to the keeper. Morton in a good position, rising beautifully done on that occasion, although South will get this back. Wine pressing up. Opportunity for South. Kemp. Beautiful block on the ball there by Tarai. Mamadi. Tarai. Abdul Razul. Freddie Hess. Have a reliable back there. The back third for the men in blue and white. Still got that 1-0 lead. Touchline wins again. Gorry couldn't quite keep that one in. Almost the end of regulation. 45 minutes. Olympic will want to try and find one. I'm not going to find one doing that just there. Cruiser, it's going to be okay. Sends Abdul Razul on the mission. Foot race. Hess got Hess in front of him. Abdul Razul, I think there was a whistle there was. He had hold of his shirt. Fair shout, I thought. From the referee on that occasion, he couldn't argue the toss with that one. Kubu. Wyman, quick throw in the Morton direction. Got Rising with him. Rising gets a timely foot in there. Deflection. Cleverly done on that occasion by Austin Yost. Got all the touches as Austin. He's having a little discussion there with Rising on the way through. I'm sure they're not talking about how the Cornjacks are here in the canteen. Both fierce competitors, those two. The FFT official having a discussion there on that occasion with Fahim Muradi. He's sort of suggesting there's a bit more in that. The official just smiling. Hawaiian and take the throw here near the Riverside Olympic bench. Time added on. First half. Berezanski. Dangerous position. Be okay though. It's just that stage of play where, you know, neither side, of course neither side want to concede at any time, but just so close to half time, that real dead time, that red time, the coach killer or whatever name you want to give it. Opportunity here for Olympic to try and pull one back. Nicely done. Muradi sends it. Thought there was a question there about offside. No. Muradi takes it quickly. Tarai gets it back, does Muradi. Paulson sends it. Opportunity for Cruiser. If he can get into the right position, nods it down. Abdul Razul, clever. Abdul Razul! Great save! That's a great save, O'Connell. That was headed into the back of the net. Abdul Razul weaving a bit of magic there in the box. Cruiser moving over quickly to take that corner. He's obviously right on to what stage of things we are here. And that was the best opportunity Olympic have had this half, forcing that excellent save from Nick O'Connell. Cruiser sends that one on its way. Punched away by O'Connell. Shot on goal. Lots of shirts in front of that Olympic player. And South just blasts that out. Referee looks at the watch. Not too long left here, you wouldn't think. Olympic have shown they can do some stuff in that front half, and like I said, it's been a really, despite the margin, it's been a really pleasing first half for them. I saw them here the other day, and as I said, I struggled. I thought they might struggle to create opportunities. Well, they've created a couple of good ones. The challenge is you've got to finish them off, and that's where the magic of the cup might yield something in that second half that way. But take nothing away from South Hobart. They have defended well, and they have looked dangerous in attack, Morton and Kemp particularly. And they've been near each other. I've also been really impressed with Austin Yost. He's had a couple of good runs. Nodded one in, you might remember. The referee had the flag up though. The linesman, I should say, had the flag up though. Cruiser putting pressure on the keeper. Probably just reminding him of that effort a moment ago. Rising and Morton. Nice body block from Rising there. Prince. Routley. Blasted away by Tarai out in the Abdul Razul direction. Touchline will win out there. Abdul Razul and Gorry. That would be a nice little foot race. Both pretty towy players. Abdul Razul the taller of the two. Good stride length. Very pacey. And that's half time here at Windsor Park. Referee blowing his whistle. And it's been an entertaining game of football. First half of this first Lakoseljac Cup semi-final. South Hobart head into the sheds with a 1-0 advantage through the agency of Kobe Kemp. And again, if you weren't with us, and obviously you'll be waiting to have a look at the highlights package at the end of the game, it was a great run from Nick Morton. Drew two defenders to him, which created a bit of space for Kobe Kemp to do what Kobe Kemp does, and he found the back of the net in the 16th minute, giving South Hobart the lead. Olympic had a couple of chances. I'm just looking over there at the moment. The skipper Prince is having a chat to the referee. A couple of chances for Olympic in that first half. Probably the best one with about 2 minutes to go, where the wonderful work of Nick O'Connell kept the ball from going into the back of the net. We'll take a short break here at Windsor Park. Rob Soward here with you in this Lakoseljac Cup semi-final. And as the players head into the sheds at South Hobart 1, Riverside Olympic 0, we'll see you again shortly.
Thursday night.
Just getting ready for the commencement of this second half. Players come out. Rob's out here at Windsor Park, and what's been a pretty entertaining first half. I think if you're a neutral supporter here today, you'd probably think Riverside Olympic were a little bit unlucky to be down. Certainly good piece of play from South Hobart that created that opportunity, but I think they've probably had 2 balls cleared off the line, Olympic. So they'd be taking that as a positive. As I said here a couple of weeks ago in the league encounter against Kingborough, it was pretty dour display from them for the most part. I think we had 20 minutes of it was almost Brazilian in its creativity, but for the rest of it, it was a pretty dour occasion. But today, they've certainly come to play. Good support here around the ground too, lots of orange flags, and Riverside Olympic supporters certainly outnumbering the South Hobart ones. But they've certainly got it to do. South Hobart in the shed still with that 1-0 lead. So we'll see what awaits in the second half. As I said, good crowd here today, and some Riverside Olympic luminaries. Peter Sorden, I saw him a little earlier. Had a great career in Tasmanian football, did Peter Sorden. South come out onto the ground. Also great at half time to see the youngsters, young Riverside Olympic fans, blasting the ball around. It was good to see those young people enjoying themselves. A real family opportunity, family club here, Olympic. South Hobart also, when we talk about family club and club structure and club culture, they certainly rate very, very highly in that regard. As I've said, they've been doing it successfully for a number of years. Sort of one of those clubs that just have that ability to develop players and the young players coming through and then making it into the top level. They sort of lose a couple of established players, and then the young players come through and fill those gaps, and that's what club continuity is all about, and why they've been so successful for such a long time. Great club environment. They have one of the reasons they have no trouble attracting people to the club. It's just a good place to be. All almost in readiness to get this second half underway. Olympic player in the book in the first, I don't know if I've ever seen a yellow card given that quickly. And Sebastian Gomez, he had the 14 shirt on in the first half, and thank you, really appreciate Riverside officials who I spoke to at half time about that. Players actually in the shirts that they are advertised in online, which is just absolutely terrific. Makes everyone's job, including mine, a fair bit easier. So Abdul Razul, who I had called as playing, actually isn't playing. Ben Sali Tarai in shirt 20. Opportunity here for South. Gorry sends it. Dangerous position, nodded over the back. Do some of that number revisiting again in a moment when I've got a bit of time. So Abdul Razul not on the park today. It wasn't on the team sheet, which was why I was quite surprised when I thought he appeared out there, but that actually is Ben Sali Tarai, number 20. As I said, real commentator's nightmare when they start doing that to me. James Trevis in shirt number 16. Gomez slips at the crucial time. Good crowd, as I said, in front of the Riverside Club rooms here at Windsor Park. Beautiful facility. Ground in good shape. Not much rain in Launceston in the last little while. I think did hear on the news this week. It was the driest April on record for a long, long time. So the ground can get a bit wet here, being so close to the river. River in the background there, you can see the Tamer. Not too far away. Breeze usually springs up this time of the afternoon. You can see the trees moving there. Not too bad though. All going forward. Yasin Mohammadi sends it. Dangerous position. But Mick O'Connell. In the purple, the South Hobart custodian, up to it on that occasion as he has been today. Pulled off a terrific save in the shadows of half-time to preserve that 1-0 lead. Routley liked his work in the first half. Kemp, clever little ball there. Gorry, Risig, back to the keeper. Nicely done. Yeah, it's always good when they're in the right shirts. As I said, all the commentators do a bit of preparation during the week, and you start to be familiar with players in their numbers. Gomez, he was the man in the 14 shirt in the first half, causing me all sorts of nightmares in Maxi Risig's number. Risig not playing today. The Max Risig, that is. Zach Risig is at the back there in number 2. So yeah, we do get familiar with the numbers. So when they're in a different shirt, it creates a bit of confusion. So great to see Olympic have got that one in order for us. Makes it nice and easy for our viewers too on the live stream, of which there are many. It's always good to be able to bring you these matches wherever you are, not just in Tasmania but in the world. You'll be surprised where we get feedback from, and particularly with our overseas players as well and their family links. Folks tuning in overseas to these fixtures to support their family members on the other side of the world. I know, speaking to Freddie Hess, he always mentions the family members of his who tune in from wherever they are in the world at the given time. Referee getting things in order. Referee's going to give someone a card here. Looks like Yost is, I'm not sure, a lot of noise out there. Cruiser, sorry, that's Prince and Hess. Arms around each other there. Bit of banter. Mohammadi's going to send this one in though. What can Olympic do from this set play? Only person behind halfway is the goalkeeper. There it goes. Sits up in the breeze. Dangerous. South get the head on it. Nod it down. Morton. Clever little ball there. Yost falls over. Right. Blasted out of there on that occasion by Berezanski. Risig sends that one back with a bit of interest. Sets a foot race there. And Gorry just belts it out. That was Yassin Mohammadi. Gorry didn't like his chances, although Gorry no slouch. Now that we've straightened the numbers out, I'm not sure if Abdul Rasul's injured or not. He was terrific here against Kingborough a few weeks ago. I'll have to find out about that one. His shirt had a good first half anyway, in his absence. Cruiser plays it back. Mohammadi. He's going to run out of real estate, but that's clever. He's just absolutely plastered that one into Elo Wright and won them a corner. And we saw that corner in the... they had a few corners early in that first half, but didn't really threaten with them. They were all sort of short and defended very well by South Hobart. What's this one got on it? Punched away by O'Connell. Cruz is going to get there, send that in low. It was dangerous. Freddie Hess giving a bit of commentary about that, a bit of a divot. No danger done. Still South Hobart 1-0 if you've just joined us. Rob Soward at Windsor Park. Lakoseljac Cup. Our first substitution of the game by the looks of things. It's going to be Aidan Sands onto the park. For James Trevis. Sands was good in that game a couple of weeks ago, did some good things, so I'll be hoping that continues today as Olympic search for the equaliser. to keep their dream alive. The magic of the cup, I've talked about that today, where sometimes the sides that aren't favourites can prevail. Rising in front of Morton, blasted out. It's one of the things we see a lot, don't we, in English soccer, where your third or fourth tier minnow gets over a higher ranked side. Doesn't happen as often here in Australia, but certainly we see it from time to time in the FFA Cup, where a non-champion side gets over one of the more well-credentialed teams. And as I said, if you were coming here today as a neutral, you'd probably say that South Hobart would start fairly warm favourites over Riverside Olympic by virtue of their ladder positions and how they've been playing. But once that whistle blew at the start, it's 0-0, and they've only got to win the game in front of them. Gorry sends that one goalwards. Players fly. Yost lets that one go. It's gone well over the crossbar though, so no danger on that occasion. Austin Yost, good first half for him. As I said, did actually nod in a goal that was ruled offside, which clearly was. So yeah, the romance of the cup competitions. I know, as I said, football supporters out there all over the place love those opportunities that the cup provides. I'll talk more about that as the half unfolds. Prince Kukubu. Thanks, Dean Slater. Appreciate that update. It's good when the viewers are giving us a bit of an update that related to the numbers. Olympic fans are out there knowing that there's some different folks in different shirts, but that's been straightened out at half time, which is good. Routley. Nicely done. That's beautifully done on that occasion by Mohammadi. Sends it across the goals. Hawaiian just sort of taps it out. Happy to sort of help that one on its way. Looked like a cut shot in cricket, that one. He just helped it on its way. Prince. Deflection off Yost. The Olympic ball. Olympic searching for that equaliser. Certainly had their chances. Prince sends it goalwards. A bit too much mustard on that one. And O'Connell happy to see that one over the end line. Lots of orange flags behind his goal. Young fans there supporting their club. As I said, Olympic fans always turn out here in good numbers every time we come down here to live stream a game. Always got a good crowd on board. Loyal supporters. Some names in this side that generational at this club. Prince, one that immediately springs to mind. His dad Lyndon Prince played a lot of his football here. Gomez asking the question. Play on's the call. Cleverly done. Opportunity here for South. Across the face and straight into the hands of the keeper. Eli Wright was in a dangerous position there. A bit of end-for-end stuff here. Kukubu's got to be on his game. Nods it out. Beautifully done. Gorry chopped off by Paulson, upended by Morton. Referee's going to say that's a foul. Don't think there's too much argument there. You wouldn't think. Morton's not arguing. Substitution here going to be happening here for South Hobart. Looks like Eli Wright. So a couple of subs actually. Eli Wright walking over. Alex Walter comes on. Eli Wright and Bradley Lakoseljac. Making way there for Alex Walter and Rex Maddock. See what they can unleash. Morton, nicely done on the far side, gets around Cruiser, cuts inboard. Orange shirts around him. Another substitution, I think. Is there? Or Referee was waving to the sidelines. He might have been waving to a trainer. I wasn't sure if that was for a sub or a trainer. Trainer it is. Nick Morton still sitting on the ground with his arms outstretched. Prince looking like he's actually relaxing there. I hope he's okay. Looks like he is. The magic spray's come out, so a bit of a knock around the ankle area by the looks of things. Hess, Olsen, nicely done there, Nick O'Connell.
Sammy, take him wide. You good?
Keepers don't mind having a quiet game, but pulled out a top draw save, did O'Connell. South on the counter. Cruiser. Oh, Marty. Freddie Hess saying that's mine. Goes back to O'Connell. Out to Kakubo. Do this so well, South, that transition. Although that one, I've put the commentator's curse on them there. Ball was a bit heavy there for Austin Yost. Had a good first half. A real arm wrestle at the moment. South will be happy to be maintaining that margin, because as this second half goes along, they all of a sudden start to have the clock working with them in their favour, as well as the scoreboard. So whilst they maintain that advantage, that will be their position, I'd suggest. Change the angle. Hess, he's going to gather this one up. He's got Gorry next to him, who he gives it to. Gorry goes back towards the middle. Kemp just belts that forward. Bounces. It's going to be okay for Exematic. Kemp. Back to the keeper. The goal scorer. Gorry off on a run. Nicely done. Adam Gorry. Maddock nods it down. Got Routley in front of him. Just sees that one out. Had a good first half, did Henry Routley. Maddock shown a bit since he's come on though. A bit of involvement there in the last few minutes. Rexy Maddock. Kemp. Yost tries to get inside. Does. Ball bobbles up. Kitty Cruiser helping Routley out the back half. That one just goes over the South Hobart bench. Adam Gorry picked that one up for a throw. Player that's just come on there, Alex Walter, number 17. Morton puts a bit of pressure on the keeper, nodded down by Gorry. Cruiser nodded to himself. It's going to be okay. No, beautifully done there. Kobe Kemp gets himself involved, goes past Walter, finds Yost. Yost plays it quickly. Morton, dangerous, cuts inside, spins onto that left, gets it back. Sends it goalwards. Nick Morton puts it into the back of the net. 2-0 South Hobart. Oh, what a great piece of play there. South Hobart pressing and just, making passes and stringing them together, and just that weight of possession tells the tale. And Nick Morton finds himself on the score sheet. That's 2-0. to the men in blue and white, and you'd suspect that's going to be a high mountain for the Olympic boys to climb. But as they always say, though, in sport, don't they? In soccer, they always say the most dangerous lead to have is a 2-0 one, where that mental element of the game can come into it. Start to just ease off a fraction. All of a sudden it's 2-1, and then things can happen. But it's all ahead of Olympic at the moment. That's a great piece of play there from South Hobart and Nick Morton, one of their target men, certainly finding some form and extending that lead. Some Riverside Olympic substitutes warming up there in the background. Morton gets it off Gorry, belts it forward, hoping Kemp runs onto it. Nodded out by Prince. Kemp looks wistfully towards the bench. Just didn't quite sit for him. I say nice almost winter's day. Winter a little way away. Rexy Maddock, dangerous run, turns, bobs, weaves, sends it to back to Gorry. Gorry goes to Yost. That's just carried everything. I think the flag was up. No. Sideline wins out. Oh, the referee I think's picked something out there. Free kick. Couple of substitutes. Olympic got some fresh legs here. Paulson. Substitutes everywhere. Matthew Cambridge is on. Nassim Mohammadi is on. I'll just address the rest of those in a moment. There's 3 there. Harp and Pye is on. So I'll just update some things for you in a moment with 3 substitutes at once. Ida Dos Santos Silva looking for something here. Down 2-0. You've just joined us. Rob Soward at Windsor Park. And South Hobart got half a leg in that Lakoseljac Cup final. Headed into half-time with a 1-0 lead, and they've just added to that a moment ago. Kobe Kemp and Nick Morton, the scorers. Matthew Cambridge. Time starts to work for South Hobart now. Almost approaching the halfway mark of the second half. So all of a sudden the time clock becomes their friend as well as the scoreboard. Cruiser gets a boot in. Yost battles well, rising. He's worked hard back there today, as he always does. It's a clever little touch flag's gone up though. Offside Olympic.
Yes, in between.
Fahim Maradi was one of those substituted a little earlier. Just letting you know, I think Yassin Mohammadi was another. Oh no, he's still out there. William Paulson exited the arena as well. What have Olympic got up their sleeve? That was Nassim Mohammadi over to Riverside. Cruiser. Dangerous ball.
Next out, please.
Hayden Sands trying to keep that one in. Throw to Olympic. They're probing for a goal. Down 2-0. What can they find here? The men in orange nodded on. Not dangerous though, and O'Connell got all day to pick that one up. So they've got a couple of substitutes warming up on the sideline. Dangerous ball. Maddock finds himself with a paddock in front of him. Sounds like a Dr. Zeus book. Nicely done, my Marty. Maddock in a paddock. Couldn't quite get away there from the attention of the Olympic defender. One thing with these South Hobart substitutes, they've done what subs do. They just give a bit of spark. I think that's Yost coming off by the looks of things. Patrick Awilboth. It is Austin Yost. Making way. Some fresh legs. Gorry with the throw. Looking for the fresh man. Gay gives it to Morton instead. Cruiser gets his body between his man and the ball. Gorry. It's off Gorry that one, so it was nicely done on that occasion by Getty Cruiser. Routley will take the throw. Chopped out by Maddock. Kemp. Morton. Nice ball. Both gives it off. Opportunity for Walter. Nicely done. Olympic defence. Dispossessed though there by Maddock back to Walter. A couple of the fresh men. Gorry sends it forward. Routley sends it back. Deflection out there off Kemp. Another substitution about to happen. James Paletia comes on number 10 for Yassin Mohammadi, number 13. Worked hard, Mohammadi. Fresh legs there with Paletia. They're looking for a couple of goals here. Ball. Nice little clever tap through, chopped off and read beautifully by Freddie Hess. Comes in with a good tackle. Morton. Sends Both on his way. Routley, nicely done. Cruiser. He's pushed back a little bit further today, Getty Cruiser, than we normally see him. He normally plays a bit more in that front third, but being required to help out today. South Hobart asking for a free kick there. Referee having none of that. Opportunity here on the far side. Oh, just run out of real estate on that occasion. It was nicely worked. Put up and pay through onto the keeper, but just a little heavy, and he ran out of the green stuff in front of him. And the goal line one out. Nick O'Connell will place that on the spot and send it back the other way. Opportunity here for South. Substitute scything his way through orange shirts there. Just belted out. The already parlous scoreboard could look certainly more parlous with another goal on it. Olympic coach in conversation with the third official there. I'm not sure what that one's about. Also probably not discussing the corn jacks at the canteen, you wouldn't think. Both that cuts through, sends a goal, odds, and that's in the back of the net. 3-0 South Hobart. The bench is emptied as they're all celebrating with a substitute. Patrick Aylboth with the goal. 3-0. Well, I said it was a mountain to climb. I'm not talking Ben Lomond for Riverside Olympic. I'm probably talking more your Mount Everest opportunity mountain now. It's a tough way back from here. South Hobart, the cream just coming to the top. Just not able to cope with that pace. And a beautiful ball. And the shot found its way into the back of the net. Now, South Hobart, you'd like to think, if you're a South Hobart fan, have booked their ticket for the Lakoseljac Cup final, place they haven't been for a little while. Opportunity there for Olympic. Heading into the final third of proceedings, just waiting for the ball to come back. Just going to have a little check for our listeners. I did go through the roll call earlier of the Lakoseljac Cup, and I think the last time South Hobart won was 2019. They were losing finalists in 2022 and 2023 on both occasions to Devonport. 3-0 and 1-0 respectively. So 2019 was the last time they held the cup aloft. They had some good battles. Beat Devonport that year 2-0. Devonport beating them the previous year 1-0. 2016 1-0. So bogey side Devonport for the South Hobart side. But they would certainly, whilst they wouldn't be putting the cue in the rack at this stage, such a well-drilled, well-organised club as South Hobart, they'd know that, as I said, the ticket is in the cart waiting to be booked. Riverside searching for something. Sends it goalwards, nicely done. Asking for a penalty. Coach can't believe it. The referee says no. Olympic player down there. Collision. And that ball came in. Penalty would have made it interesting, particularly if it had converted it. Trainer comes on. No, he's okay, which is good. Sands, I think that was. No need for the magic spray. Played a bit of his football at City, I think. Did Sands. Welcome addition to this Riverside Olympic squad, that's for sure. Just coming over the sideline, just making sure he's okay. And he is, which is good. So South Hobart, scoreboard and time clock, their friends. Dangerous ball back across the middle. Sands misses that. Mopped up though by his teammate. He sort of ran some circles there and didn't really get anywhere. Morton, nicely done. Walter, nice run from him. He's looked okay since he's come on. Good strength, cleaned up. I reckon that might be a card, and it is. Against Prince. The ball in a dangerous spot here. I reckon Kemp and Morton both walking over towards it. As I said earlier, makes you nervous if you're a defender seeing both of those fellows approaching the ball. particularly at this part of the field, just outside the box. See what wizardry they've been practicing on the training pitch in Darcy Street this week. See what they can conjure up here. Already to the good 3-0 South Hobart, looking to add to the tally. Kemp sends it goalwards, deflection off the wall. Ball bobbling around, dangerous position! Referee said that's a free kick. All to do here, opportunity. Gorry sends it back down the line, nodded on by the goal scorer. Prince sends it back. Kemp cuts it out. Just hoping to find Morton through the middle, which he does. Morton off on a run, dangerous, gets around Reisig. Oh, beautifully done, Reisig. Beautifully done. Morton staying down. He considered himself a bit unlucky there, I think. He was through, but it was great defending from Zachy Reisig.
Good job, Richie! Henry, get it!
Ball in dispute. Routley's going to throw that one in. He's battled hard today as Routley. Sends that one in. Looking for handball. That one's just absolutely blasted out of there by Adam Gorry. In the direction of the commentary box. I thought I was going to have to do a bit of work on that one. Nice spread there. Sands on the far side. Sorry, that's not Sands, it's Paletti. He's up against Walter. Good strength, Walter. Liked his game since he's come on, Alex Walter. Big, strong body. Nice run there a little while ago. It created that free kick opportunity. Real competitor. Kakubu, haven't called him a lot in the second half. He hasn't had a lot to do. We're inside the last 10 minutes. If you've just joined us, South Hobart 3, Riverside Olympic 0. Lakoseljac Cup semi-final. Number 1, South East United playing Launceston City tomorrow. They will get most likely South Hobart, you would think. Some more substitutions coming. It's like Brayton Allen and Oliver White ready to come on. Tobias Awainen making way. He's had a good game.
Okay, mate. You two get back now. Come on, energy. I don't know.
Not sure who went off there for Oliver Wright. I didn't see that one. I'll keep you posted on that. Lipsy Matic knocks that one down. Olympic needing more than the magic of the cup to work for them now. They've got to find 3 goals inside of 10 minutes. I think that's a bridge too far. Nicely done on the far side there by Walter. Prince goes back to the keeper. Olympic just searching for something. It was Nassim Mohammadi, long ball, chopped out across the back by Freddie Hess. Clever ball there. Cruiser. All blue shirts though. Gorry. Deflection there. Ball sits for Olympic. Routley. Changes the angle. Kubo just belts that back towards the middle of the park. Prince wins the header. Nods it down. Nicely done. South. Maddox gives his teammate Morton an opportunity. He sees that one out and he'll take a quick throw. Maddox. Nicely won. Beautifully done on that occasion by the Olympic player. Corey wins it back for his team though. Game being played in pretty good spirit, and it's great to see, irrespective of the scoreline. You would think it was still 0-0 by the way both sides are putting in, so that's a real credit to both of them. Deflection off Cruiser in the middle of the park. Maddox can't collect it. Cruiser bounces back and wins that back. Nicely done, Getty Cruiser. Goes back to his teammate who sends it goalwards. He's certainly got the mustard on it, but not the accuracy. Nassim Mohammadi. So yeah, it's pretty easy to put the cue in the rack when you're up 3-0, or conversely, look to next week if you're down 3-0. But just to the credit of both of these proud clubs, they're certainly getting stuck in and giving the spectators here a good encounter. And that speaks volumes of both organisations, I think. Olympic certainly know that they're up against that, finding those 3 goals, but certainly battling on for an opportunity here for Maddox. Nods it to himself. Routley gets himself into the right spot and just picks out the touch line. Got about 5 minutes left of regulation time. A little bit of time added on, you'd think. Been a couple of stoppages and a couple of goals this half. Out off Sands. It'll be out off the South Hobart defender in front of Sands. It was Freddie Hess, and it'll be a Routley ball for Olympic. He's just waiting for the ball to find its way back over from the training pitch. I could have used him out there today, Max Rising. That's and he's just belted that back in. Routley. Nodded down there by Brayton Allen. Talked about the depth in this South Hobart squad, and some of those names that I called that came on as substitutes certainly would find themselves. Beautiful run. Beautiful run there, Olympic guy. It's heading goalwards, but too high again from Mohammadi. Some beautiful dancing work there from Arpan Pay. Cutting left and right, creating an opportunity, half an opportunity. But Mohammadi, almost in a replay of his shot from about 5 minutes ago, sends that one with plenty of power, but zero accuracy as far as the goals are concerned. Morton turns in Gorry direction. Routley battled hard all day. Timely foot there from Berezanski. Just sends that one out over the sideline. As I was saying, that depth in that South Hobart squad, there's a number of these guys who started on the Pine, would start in most squads in this league, you would think. And that's going to be a headache, you'd imagine, for the sides in the NPL for the rest of the season, as this side gels and gets their cohesiveness together. As I said, a few new faces coming in. They've certainly had a very, very good start to the season, a good first round. Draw with Launceston City at Darcy Street. Lowered their colours to Kingborough. And a draw with with Devonport last week. Opportunity here for Olympic. They're certainly not leaving any stone unturned, that's for sure. Kubo almost makes a rare error there, but tidies it up. Ball blasted out. Rising takes it quickly. Not long to go till we've exhausted regulation time. Prince to no one in particular, hoping someone would run onto it. But no orange shirts in that picture. And O'Connell is chewing up some valuable seconds there until Sands exerts a bit of pressure on him to pick it up. Sends it long. Nodded on, dangerous position there. Walter, all the time in the world, and green grass in front of him. Nice run there from South. Back to Brayton Allen. Gives it off to Both. Allen. Olympic got lots of numbers there. Rising. Deflects off Cruiser, off Walter. Back to Cruiser. Back to Walter. Nice little run. As I said, he's done some good things. Rexy Maddock! Oh, sends it into the paddock next door, does Rexy. Holds his head in his hands. Does the bootlace up. He might blame that one for the inaccuracy. But he had an opportunity. Just couldn't quite keep it down to make it 4-0. 3-0 at the moment. We've got the regulation time expired. Time added on at the moment. South Hobart will find themselves in the Lakoseljac Cup final, and they will be waiting for the winner of South East United and Launceston City, coming to you on the live stream tomorrow. Kakubo. Prince just blasts that out of there. Back to Kakubo. Cruiser. He's found a teammate. Gorry's got himself into a beautiful position there, as Adam Gorry does. He just reads the play so well, directing traffic as well. You'd think they were down 3-0. Gorry just playing this as the real competitor he is. Nicely done, Routley. He's been one of Olympic's best today for mine. Morton just blasts that out of there. Back to Rising. He's found Pye. Cambridge and Maddock. Maddock sends it goalwards. Morton. Walter changes the angle. He's off on a little run, Walter. He's got Rising in front of him. He's got Brayton Allen working hard for him. Again, Brayton Allen's just attacked this like they need to score in the last 10 seconds. It just shows you this desire and competitiveness of this South Hobart squad, really playing out the whole match. Throw from Allen, looking for Morton. He's got Prince pulling on his shirt. Would have been a free kick any day in the week in an Australian rules match, that one. Had the hands right on the numbers. Morton's going to take the corner. Can't be too long to go here. We're in time added on. Riverside Olympic trailing 3-0. They're just chewing the clock up here now. Little step over from Morton. Plays it back to Maddock. Oh. Patrick Ariel-Both wanted to add to that tally. Came on as a substitute, scored probably 5 minutes later, so great start for him, and celebrated wildly with his teammates and the bench. Corner coming in. Morton on a little run. Nods it up. Keeper. Nicely taken. Has to play that on quickly. As I said, there can't be too long to go. Here at Windsor Park, South Hobart 3, Riverside Olympic 0. the dying stages of this match. Allen just puts that one on the roof. Not quite. Thought he had a bit more on it than that. Cruiser getting some assistance there from one of the patrons. Plays the other ball in. Back to Prince. Playing out time here now, you'd think. Maddock. Routley sends it goalwards! Oh, not much in that. Referee calling for another ball. Wasn't much in that one from Routley. He struck that nicely and just a fraction high. Certainly can't be long left here, you wouldn't think. Freddie Hess is talking to his teammates. As I said, South defending like they're down. Referee's picked something out here. Yellow card. Free kick Olympic. South Hobart player there arguing his case, and as I said earlier, you're not going to win that one. I get to see a referee say, yeah, you're right, mate, I'm wrong. Nick Morton continuing to prosecute the case, I think, but referee having none of it. South Hobart certainly would fancy their chances of the double, the Lakoseljac Cup and the league. And given their form in both, that's a certain reality, certainly part of a reality for them. Morton. Isaac across the back for Olympic. Marty. Sands gives it to Paletia. He sends it in. Nodded out by Freddie Hess, being good back there today. South creating a foot race, knowing this is chewing up valuable time off the clock. Cruiser. Missed it. Berezanski. Maddock. Dangerous position. Rexy Maddock! Rexy Maddock! In the back of the net! Flag stays down. Well, that's the cream on the top, isn't it? 4-0. There cannot be long left in this one. They've just been a class above today, South Hobart. And like all good sides do, as I said, if you're watching this as a neutral in the first half, you'd probably say Olympic were a bit stiff. Had a couple of shots cleared off the line. South headed in with a 1-0 lead through Kemp. But it's all been one-way traffic in this second half as the class of South Hobart, ominous in its ferocity, has come to the fore. And a great opportunity too, as I said, and that's full time at Windsor Park, and the first finalist is declared in the Lakoseljac Cup for 2025, and that is South Hobart, who leave Windsor Park victorious, 4-0 in what was a classic display. And the goals came from Kobe Kemp, Nick Morton, Patrick Aul-Both and Rexy Maddock. So Olympic again not being able to get out of that, past that semi-final stage of the Lakoseljac Cup, and South Hobart for the first time in a couple of years find themselves back in the final. So they'll be waiting for the winner of South East United, the only non-NPL side left, and Launceston City, who will be also keen to resume their rivalry at both sides sitting towards the top of the NPL table. I'm Rob Sowden, and it's been my pleasure to be here with you today to bring you the first leg, the first semi-final I should say, in the Lakoseljac Cup. Stay tuned tomorrow for that South East United Launceston City game, and I will sign off for now, and we'll be hearing from the coaches shortly.
It looks like you're trying to just kick it to yourself. Right, hey, good man. Woo! I've never seen a bigger smile. Yeah.